Greg Ehrenberg here with another Awesemo PrizePicks video. Guys, if you are new to PrizePicks, head on over to the site, use the promo code Awesemo on your first deposit, get up to $100 match on that first deposit that you make. Also, if you go and sign up right now, there is a free contest to play where you can win up to $1 million. The first player that I'm looking at on PrizePicks today is Trae Young for over 42 fantasy points. At the time that we're recording this, Trae Young is questionable. Giannis Antetokounmpo is out. But as long as Trae Young plays, I just think that 42 number is way too low. So Trae Young over the last month at his 11 games, he's averaging nearly 50 PrizePick fantasy points. As long as he's out there, I think he's going to be taking a lot of shots. He's going to be taking up a massive amount of usage. The Hawks are facing elimination, and ultimately, I do think that Trae Young is more likely to play than sit tonight. The next player that I'm looking at is Bobby Portis for over 33.5 fantasy points. For Bobby Portis, that does kind of seem like a lofty total until you consider that Giannis Antetokounmpo is not going to play today. Bobby Portis is almost certainly going to be starting in his place. Portis started last game, ended up playing 36 minutes, scored 45 PrizePick points. If you look at Bobby Portis' numbers for the year, he averages well over a fantasy point per minute. So as long as he's going to get that same playing time he got last game, 36 minutes, that puts him right around 40 fantasy points. So another number that's just a little bit too low. My favorite play to look at on PrizePicks tonight is one that I think a lot of people won't be thrilled about. Clint Capela over 28 fantasy points. So Clint Capela has been a little bit marginalized in this series, and a lot of it's been due to the scores of the game. So last game, for instance, Clint Capela on a per-minute basis wasn't bad. Played 21 minutes, scored 25 PrizePick points. The issue is that the Hawks got down by so much in that game, they had to get a bunch of shooting on the court. Clint Capela wasn't able to play much down the stretch. But for today's game, you know, the Hawks are home. It's also a must-win game for Atlanta, so this game should be more competitive. And the other thing to consider also is if Trae Young ultimately ends up playing, that in itself will make the Hawks more competitive in the contest. So for the regular season, Clint Capela averaged nearly 40 PrizePick fantasy points per game. As long as his minutes get back to normal today, the 28 number is way too low. So in summary, the three players that I'm looking at over on PrizePicks, it is Clint Capela over 28 fantasy points, Bobby Portis over 33.5 fantasy points, and Trae Young over 42 fantasy points. Those are all the guys that really stand out to me currently as plays over at PrizePicks. If you guys are new to the site, head on over to prizepicks.com and use that promo code Awesemo to make your first deposit, get to a $100 bonus.